Imagine losing everything, not because of what you did, but because of 6 words a child never meant. That's the nightmare waiting for Lucas. He's a kindergarten teacher in a small Danish town, gentle, well-liked, the kind of man kids run to hug. His life isn't perfect though. He's freshly divorced, fighting for custody of his teenage son Marcus, and struggling financially after losing his old job as a school teacher. But things are finally looking up. He has close friends, a tight circle of hunting buddies who treat him like family. One of them, Theo, is basically his best friend. Theo's daughter, little Clara, adores Lucas like an uncle. She walks to school with him some mornings, holding his hand, giggling at his jokes. Lucas treats her kindly, the same warmth he shows every child in his care. Nothing more, nothing less, just simple, ordinary affection. But Clara has started developing a small childhood crush, the innocent kind kids get. One day, she gives him a heart-shaped trinket, a tiny gift meant as a token of admiration. Lucas, being responsible, gently tells her that gifts like that are meant for parents, not teachers. He returns it kindly, trying not to hurt her feelings. Clara feels embarrassed, even a little rejected, though she doesn't fully understand why. That small moment of confusion is about to detonate his entire life. Later that day, at the kindergarten, Clara says something offhand to the headmistress, Grieve. She mentions something vague, something dark, about Lucas, something a child her age shouldn't even know how to describe. Grieve's face changes instantly. She kneels down, gently pressing Clara for more details. But Clara, sensing the sudden tension, gets scared and tries to take it back. She says it isn't true, that she made it up. Grieve doesn't listen. In her mind, children never lie about something like this, so she assumes Clara is protecting herself out of fear. That single assumption is the spark that burns Lucas's world to ash. Grieve calls in a child psychologist, someone trained to interview young witnesses. But instead of listening carefully, the interview leads Clara with suggestive questions. Slowly, without meaning to, they shape her confused, vague comment into something far more concrete. Clara, overwhelmed and just wanting the questioning to stop, agrees with things she barely understands. By the end of the session, an accusation exists, one Clara herself never truly intended to make. Grieve calls the other parents. Word spreads through the small town like wildfire through dry grass. And once a rumor like this starts, there's no version of the truth that can outrun it. Lucas has no idea any of this is happening. He goes about his day, teaching, laughing with the kids, completely unaware his life is already unraveling behind his back. Then the police show up. He's pulled aside, questioned, and told about the allegations against him. He's stunned, disoriented, insisting it's a horrible misunderstanding. But by now, belief has already replaced evidence in everyone's mind. Word reaches Theo, his closest friend, Clara's father. Theo is devastated, torn between loyalty to Lucas and his instinct to protect his daughter. In the end, blind parental fear wins out. Theo turns his back on Lucas completely, refusing to hear his side of the story. The town doesn't wait for investigations or evidence. They convict Lucas in their minds within hours. The very same neighbors who once respected him now look at him like a monster. Grocery store owners refuse to serve him. He's physically thrown out of a supermarket, humiliated in front of everyone. Old friends cross the street to avoid him. Even his own son, Marcus, becomes a target, getting beaten up by classmates defending their parents' outrage. Lucas tries to explain himself to anyone who will listen, but no one wants to hear reason anymore. Fear has completely replaced logic in this town. Someone throws a rock through his window. Someone kills his beloved dog and leaves the body on his porch as a warning. Lucas is utterly alone, trapped in a town that's already decided his guilt. Investigators interview more children, hoping to build a stronger case. But the questions asked are leading, careless, shaping young imaginations instead of uncovering facts. One by one, other kids start remembering things that never actually happened. Fear and suggestion spread through the classroom just like it spread through the adults. Despite this, cracks begin appearing in the case. Clara herself keeps trying to tell people the truth, that she made a mistake. But no one wants to believe her retraction. It's easier for the adults to believe the lie than admit their own catastrophic error. Christmas Eve arrives, and Lucas decides to attend church, refusing to hide any longer. Theo is there too, still consumed by grief and rage. The tension in that small church is unbearable, every eye fixed on Lucas. Finally, Theo can't hold it in any longer. He confronts Lucas directly, shouting, demanding he confess to something he never did. The confrontation turns physical, both men fighting on the church floor. It's raw, desperate, and heartbreaking to watch. For the first time, Lucas fights back, not just physically, but against the injustice consuming his life. Eventually, investigators uncover the truth. The evidence simply isn't there. Clara's story doesn't hold together under real scrutiny, and other testimonies collapse under questioning. The case against Lucas is formally dropped. Legally, he's free, completely, unquestionably innocent. But legal innocence and social forgiveness are two very different things. Even with the charges gone, the suspicion lingers like smoke after a fire. Some neighbors quietly accept the truth. Others never fully let go of their doubt, treating him with cold distance forever. Slowly, painfully, Lucas tries rebuilding pieces of his old life. Marcus stays by his side, defending him fiercely, refusing to abandon his father. Even Theo, eventually, begins to see the truth and reaches out again. Their friendship, fractured but not fully broken, starts a hesitant path toward healing. Time moves forward, and nearly a year passes. Lucas returns to something resembling normal life, cautious but hopeful. He even attends Marcus's confirmation ceremony, surrounded again by people who once turned on him. For a moment, it feels like the nightmare might finally be over. Then comes hunting season again. Lucas joins his old friends deep in the forest, rifles in hand, just like before everything fell apart. It feels almost like nothing ever happened, almost. As he walks through the trees, something shifts in the distance. A shadow moves between the branches, watching him from far away. Then, a gunshot rings out, the bullet slicing dangerously close to his head. Lucas freezes, breathing hard, scanning the woods for the shooter. He never sees a face, just the outline of someone standing far off, refusing to lower the weapon. The message is unmistakably clear. Somewhere out there, someone still believes he's guilty, and always will. The story ends there, unresolved, haunting. Lucas survives the wrongful accusation itself, but he can never fully escape its shadow. Because once suspicion plants itself in a community's mind, it never truly leaves. Some wounds don't heal with truth, they just fade quietly into silence, waiting in the trees.